Capable people, right? The way you speak to yourself is shaping your decisions, and your decisions are shaping your life. So there is a saying that goes, when you were born, you looked like your parents, but when you die, you look like your decisions. So the real question here is, what are the decisions that your decisions being built on? Because if they were built on self-criticism, self-doubt, old beliefs that were never yours, then you're not actually choosing your life. You are repeating it. So let's talk about it in this video today. So I really want us to really dive into it and consider this thing, because capable people, we have the awareness, we're thoughtful, we're intelligent, but also we're very highly critical on ourselves. We just don't think about, it's not just about the thinking, we're judging our thinking at the same time. You know, like I said, when we die, we look like our decisions. Okay, so if your decisions are coming from a place of self-doubt, coming from a version of you that you are not building, then what's the deal? So I had a friend mentor that I knew, and you know how we have traditions that we carry on from other folks and from other people around us, and the way they prepare their lamb, right? For those who celebrate Easter, it's coming around, right? And all these things are happening. How she prepares her lamb is they will cut, she would always cut the ends off, and sometimes the top bit, and then cook. And then one time my husband asked her, why do you always chop this thing up? Like, why don't you use the whole meat? It's like, oh, that's how my mom taught me. That's how we do it in my family. And he was puzzled. So she went ahead and went and asked her mom, like, Mom, why do we always cut the ends of the lamb? And sometimes we cut the other bit as well. Oh, my mom did it, so her grandma did the same thing. So they went to grandma and asked grandma, Grandma, why do you always cook it this way? Why do you always chop the end and sometimes the bit on the top? Oh, I have a small pot. So that's why I do it this way. So the truth was, no one questioned it. Her mom did not question why it was done that way. We just assumed that's the way it is. So we just lived and moved on like that. When really, now, my friend has a big enough pot that can take the length of the lamb. But because this is how it was done, and not having to question why it was done that way, doop, doop, boom. And then it's like this small thing in this big pot. Grandma had a small pot. That's why she chopped it up. So when she was teaching Mama, her mom chopped it and made it that way. And mom carried on, and mom taught her, and then that's how it carried on. So sometimes we're just conditioned in the way we think. We're conditioned in the way we move. We're conditioned in what is going on for us. So having that understanding and knowing that some of the things that we carry are some of the beliefs that our loved ones have passed on to us, our parents, the guardians, the people that we see, how they think is now how we are thinking. So we've whatever how old we are right now, the beliefs we have has been conditioned in us. The way we see ourselves, we're conditioned in that. The way we move, that's the condition that we have now been placed on us. Sometimes it's just what has been passed on to us. And then we now take it as this is who we are. And then we carry on. And this is what we do, even with our own thinking. The way we think about ourselves. I'm not ready. I'm not good enough. I need more time. And we never question why, who told us that we're not ready? And we just follow through. And we're still obeying that. We're still like thinking that, yes, I need more time. I'm not good enough. How do you know you're not good enough? Where did that come from? Why are you still obeying that? We really need to understand where these things are coming from, why we think the way we think, why things that we are doing, and then we're now criticizing ourselves of, oh, this is the case. Someone told me that I wasn't good. And then I took it as, okay, this is how my life is going to be. I wrote something down. And then when my teacher looked at it and questioned it, Nene, what did you write? And to me, I knew what I wrote. Like I know the stuff. I got it right. And I told him what he said. He said, yes. So why didn't you write it down? To me, I wrote it down. So what is he on about? So I said, sir, I wrote it down. I said, no, what you wrote is goggle boot boo. And that moment shaped how I started thinking in my late teens, my 20s, my 30s. Like how I was thinking about myself is like, okay, if I mess that up, then I'm not good. There is no way, I'm not like, I just don't need to expose myself and criticizing myself and hiding myself because I've been conditioned to think that I could never produce something that is capable, something that is worthwhile because of what I was told. And now my inner chatter is reinforcing it. I'm conditioned now that that's how it is, that this is the case. Like, it is now becoming like truth for me. Because some things that I was saying to myself weren't mine. It was just what someone said about me, what someone made me believe about myself. And then I now started taking it as my truth. Started conditioning myself unknowingly because of how much emphasis and power I was putting on that because someone said it and I made it my truth. So, what are we conditioning ourselves on? What are the things that we say to ourselves that somebody might have said, oh my goodness, you're too much, like keep quiet, like you're this, you're that. And then now, because else has said it, we've now taken it as, oh, okay, I guess I am. Oh, I best, just shrink myself. Or don't shine. Don't say too much because somebody else might be offended by it. We have to understand that the things that were conditions, like when people say stuff, like sometimes, right, when you really realize it, and that's why it is so difficult. Like I have to be so mindful and like conscious of how much I say no to my kids, or how much I'm like telling them like this is not the case. Because I'm reinforcing that to them. No, you're not like, oh, no, no, catch yourself. I'm like, oh, like, okay, let's rephrase that. And then come from a curiosity thing. Because a lot of the things that we are feeling like people like me don't do this. I like my family, this, like, it's being conditioned. And when we realize that a lot of the things that is holding us back was never ours to hold, was never our truth. It was somebody else's opinion, someone else's thinking that we now thought, okay, oh, that's mine then. My friend having to chop her lamb because that's how it is, that's how we cook it, not realizing grandma had a small pot and she could not fit this big lamb she had, so she chopped it off. The mama carried it on. Now she's carried it on. And because someone was curious and questioned it, and now the truth came out like, oh, we didn't really need to. We have a big enough pot to fit this thing. It's just because the pot was small. So, what are we carrying on in our own life? What are the things that we're taking on from other people that we're now making it to become our own truth? Having that realization and knowing that no, the box stops with me. I am no more I'm no more accepting that. I am no more taking that as my truth. I get to decide what that gets to be for me. Because our brain automatically goes for familiar thoughts. So we've always said to ourselves we're not good enough. Our brain is going to keep showing us evidence of why we're not good enough. Because where our energy flows, where our focus goes, our energy flows. So if we've been told certain things of how we are, or people like us are, or this is, and then we now embody it as our truth, our brain is going to like show us the evidence. Our reticular activating system is just going to say, here's the reason why, yes, it's true. Here's why it's true. Here's why it's true. Here's why it's true. And then we keep saying to ourselves, yeah, it's true. Because that's where our energy and focus is flowing on. Because the repetition becomes our belief. We now start believing because of the evidence we're seeing out there, we start believing that it is our truth. Because we're saying it. Our brain is like, oh, eh, whatever you're thinking, you know how it is. Like, I remember when I was pregnant, I never noticed pregnant women before then. The moment I became pregnant or I realized I was pregnant, I was seeing every bump on the street. Every woman that had even the tiniest of bump, I'm like, oh yeah, she's pregnant. Oh gosh, oh, she. I never saw these humans before. I never noticed them because it wasn't my attention wasn't there. I wasn't thinking about it. But the moment I realized that this is now what I'm experiencing, I was seeing it everywhere. So if you're thinking you are no good, guess what's going to happen? You're going to be seeing reasons why you are no good every single place. You will be getting the evidence. So whatever has been conditioned with you, whatever has been passed on, sometimes unknowingly, with our parents, oh, shut up, don't say that, don't be quiet, your adults the same, da 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 da. All that makes you now be, I best not say anything here. Oh, let them, and then we dim our light and then we get passed on and we wonder what happened because we kept still and quiet. And then people who are not as great as us is now, and we wonder, how did they get it? They didn't have anything dimming their lights. They moved on. They were able to go on. So if you don't question those thoughts, those beliefs, you will keep living them. Those things that are running the show, the film that is running and playing in your mind, if you do not question it, they will keep running in your head. They'll keep playing. So when the thoughts come in, so when I was told that I wasn't like good enough to become an interpreter, right? And I started living towards it. It's like, okay, I guess I'm not. All right, I just need to be mindful, whatever. But the moment I changed that and questioned it, I bet there are other dyslexic interpreters out there. Let's go look for them. And I found her. She was on stage. She was amazing. Like really going for it. I was like, oh my gosh. I saw different. Now I know that it's possible. And with that, because I questioned this belief, I now know I could be that interpreter too. I can start doing the same thing. So having that realization that whatever you're capable of, that desire was planted on you for a reason. So if there is something that is holding us back, is there's it is the brain, right, that is wanting us to be safe. It is the brain that is wanting us to kind of like stay in our lane because it doesn't want to use too much energy. So it's like, no, we don't think like that. No, we don't do that. No, this is how we roll. This is how we do things. So let us stay in our lane. But when you question it, like, no, thank you for sharing. That's no longer my truth. I don't roll like that anymore. This is where I'm going. This is where I'm heading. This is what I'm doing. Do we start seeing the shift? Do we start seeing the change that is happening for us? Because we have to be consciously aware of the decision, of the message, of the conditioning that we are allowing to imprint in ourselves. They're allowing to repeat in our brain. Because you know what? All the thoughts we have, 90% of them are the same one we had the day before. We are just repeating what we thought about the day before and again and again. And if we don't change it, when we wake up tomorrow, we'll have the same thoughts we had today. We have the same sorry story. We have the same like sadness, the same what. But when we change what we're thinking of ourselves, what we are, the conditioning and stopping that and like letting that go and start choosing differently. And here's the thing, we don't fix everything at once because that then becomes overwhelming. We just need to start noticing it now. Notice what are those things that are like we keep thinking is our truth. Just notice them. Catch the thought. Oh, okay, that was not my thought. That used to be how I used to think. I think different now. Like I figure out how. I no longer think I'm not good enough or I'm not capable. It is changed. We are catching that thought. We are pausing it before we start acting on it. Because remember, how we think, from our thinking, we start feeling. So if you don't have that thinking, like, Nene, you're not good enough, how are you gonna feel? Oh, you start feeling sad. How's the shoulder gonna be? Like, feeling sorry for myself. And then what's that? And then what would it be? It's like, oh, okay, let me go have a nap. Or is it like, let me go reach out for some ice cream and just watch the movie and feel sorry. Oh, yeah, and then what's it? And then what happens? The waistline expands, or whatever happens, or we feel bloated, or feel like, ugh. Then the cycle begins. Then we now start feeling sorry about, oh my God, I did that, and we now start again like that. But when we catch it, like we're thinking about, oh, okay, calm down. Where's that coming from, and where's that going to? I don't need you in my life right now. Thank you for sharing. And then we do something else, move, dance, celebrate, affirm ourselves, do whatever, change our state, plant the new thing that we want for ourselves. Then that gets to change. And then we're focusing on that thing because we're choosing differently. We just pause before acting and then choosing, you know? And the key is make it fun. It's like in the beginning when I was like, noticing my stuff, like I used to make, like Tina Turner, I'm not gonna like bore you with my singing, but I used to sing to myself, okay? I mean, like, so when the thoughts coming in, or like how I'm, whatever that is, I'm not gonna sing, I'm just gonna say it. You're not wanted anymore. Like, you're not wanted here anymore. Like, I'll just say, and then by doing that, it's like a pattern interrupt. It cracks me up and I laugh at myself, like, oh, not today, baby. Like, And then it's like, oh, okay. And then always like, where did that come from? Who did I learn that from? Like, okay, make it curious. Like when the thoughts come in, where did I pick that from? Like be like a detective and like trying to figure out, having this awareness or like having no judgment here. It's just curiosity of what's that? The noticing. And then when we notice, we now start changing and putting the thing we want. That's what I want us to start doing now. Is that anchoring that which we want. And if you're finding it hard to see your like what exactly, this thought, what do I get to do? And you need support with that, reach out. Let's break it down. Remember, it's the noticing of it. And then it's like once we notice it, that's the key thing. We're doing notice today. Tomorrow we'll go to the next step because all today is all about the awareness. What when we hear that thought, that chatter, that conditioning that we've heard from before, and we're now embodying it. Let's catch it. Let's notice it. Let's give it a pause. And then tomorrow we'll figure out, okay, what do we then do next once we've caught it and we've noticed it? I am Nene. We do this every single day. Remember, your voice matters and it's your time to use it. Bye for now.